a habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Under the southern sun, the green and gold shine bright. On the field of honor, they battle with all their might. From the scrums to the tries, they always find their way. Springboks rising higher day after day. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true. Better than the rest in every test they pursue. From the dusty fields to the world stage they've roared. Legends carved in history, their spirit soared. In the hearts of a nation, they ignite the flame. Every tackle, every try, echoing their name. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true. Better than the rest in every test they pursue. Through the blood, the sweat, the cheers and the pain, they carry the hopes of a country like a chain. From the whistles blow to the final play, they prove their greatness every single day. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true. Better than the rest in every test they pursue.
Better than the rest, in fact, folks. Welcome back to the program. It's Chris live in central Pennsylvania for this United Rugby Championship action. The Bulls from the Highveld taking on Glasgow Warriors and their coach from South Africa in Glasgow on the road. The Bulls need to win this one today. Some disappointing news about the lineup. Jan Serfontein will not be in the lineup. I've been waiting hungrily to see the return of Jan Serfontein to South African rugby, a man who should have gotten 100 caps as a Springbok and been denied by coach after coach. Anyway, good to see him coming back to South Africa, but he's not available at a stiff neck today. I'm not really sure what that was all about. Our game will get started. Whoops, Glasgow, not how you spell Glasgow. We got to fix that scoreboard there. Glasgow. There we go. There's Glasgow. All right, that fixes it. That was pretty ugly. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just go over and check on my stream and make sure we're getting the feed that we're supposed to be getting, which isn't always the case. It's supposed to go live in about 9 minutes. And so, all right, so I've got the feed, and if it goes live, I'll know. All right, let's get to the lineups here for Glasgow. It's Josh McKay at fullback. Kyle Sten is the captain. On the right wing, Stafford McDowell and Sione Tupulotu in the center. Kyle Rowe on the left wing. Adam Hastings is the fly half. George Horn is the scrum half. Jack Dempsey, Matt Fagerson, and Gregor Brown in the middle. The locks are Scott Cummings and Max Williamson. In the front row, it's Murphy Walker, Johnny Matthews, and Jamie Body, the famous white guy with an Indian name because he has Indian ancestry. Off the bench, Seb Steffen, Nathan Macbeth, Sam Talakai, Alex Samuel, Alex Craig, Ewan Ferry, Ben Afshar, and Dan Lancaster. For your Blue Bulls, disappointing to hear two names not in the lineup today. Jan-Hendrik Wessels with a 9-game suspension for grabbing the gonads of another player from Connacht. That's not good. The Bulls intend to appeal that suspension. 9 games is brutal, folks, especially when there's no video evidence to prove it, so I'm not really sure what they went on to decide that. I didn't read. I have to go to World Rugby here in a moment and take a look and see if they've announced what the disciplinary action was. For the Bulls, back at fullback, it's Philly Leroux. On the right wing, Sebastian de Klerk. In the center, David Creel and Harold Forster, a great dynamic duo there. Stravino Jacobs on the left wing, and my feed has gone live. That's good news. Then we have at fly half, Keegan Johannes starting at fly half. Ambrose Papier is getting the start at the scrum half. Jeandre Rudolph, the cheetah who betrayed the cheetahs, now signed with the Bulls for good, is playing number 8. Reinhard Ludwig and Marcel Coetzee out there. Coetzee, not the captain. Ruan Norkia and Kobus Wies are the locks. Norkia is the captain once again. Front row is Mornay Smith, Johan Gerbela, and Gerhard Steenkamp. Off the bench, Joan Elza, Etienne Yannicke, Francois Kloppa. And then the backups, JJ Thrawn, Namachaba, Paul DeVet. I thought for a moment I was watching the Stormers here, Paul DeVet and Namachaba, Stedman Huntz, and then Kurtley Arnse. Kurt is back. I thought he was in Japan. The venue, of course, is Scottstoun Stadium in Glasgow. Kickoff is supposed to be in 7 minutes. Craig Evans from Wales is the official on the pitch. On the sidelines, Mike Adamson from Scotland and Rue Campbell from Scotland. I don't know Rue Campbell, I know Mike Adamson. And then the TMO, of course, is Keith David from Wales. That's your lineups for today's competition, folks. URC action. Let's take a look at a few things here very quickly. I want to take a look at World Rugby and see if they announced that disciplinary action. World Rugby. Also want to look at the URC standings, which finds the Stormers ahead of them right now. That's good news. I go to United Rugby as well and see if anything is breaking from that site. So World Rugby, I want to go to the news, all news, and see if there's disciplinary action. Road to World, no, still nothing. 24th, maybe it was earlier here. No, they have not publicly released the disciplinary action against Jan-Hendrik Wessels. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. There's no press release here. They have one against Ollie Sapsford in Australia. That was back on the 19th of October. They listed that. And they've made nothing here for, this is unacceptable. Where is World Rugby not announcing this? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. All right, so I'm not sure why that's going on. Maybe it'll be listed under URC. They might have some information on it. Let me see. No, this is just videos, not news. Right, so waiting for that. That's unfortunate. URC standings, let's take a look at that, folks. Stormers find themselves atop the log. Yay, go Stormers. Very excited about that. Stormers with 19 points, 4 wins from 4 games played. 103 is a point differential, the only team with over 100. Glasgow is right behind them. 3 wins and a loss, and they are at 88 points point differential. So if Glasgow beats the Bulls today, they can increase that point differential. So we'll be watching that to see if the Stormers can keep that margin there. The closest team after that has 50. That's Ulster. So it's Stormers in first, Munster in second, also 4-0, 19 points, but only 34 points to the positive. Then Glasgow comes. Glasgow has 4 bonus points, so a win here, just a win, would put Glasgow in first place over the Stormers, pending tomorrow's outcome of that game against Benetton. Ulster in 5th place, undefeated also. So there's only 3 teams that are 5 teams undefeated. Cardiff is defeated. Ulster's undefeated. I stand corrected. There's only 3 teams undefeated. I was correct the first time. Ulster's the other. They've only played 3 games. Of course, their first game was knocked out by a storm. It was canceled because of a storm, so I have to make that game up. So they're playing a game in hand, and they have 15 points. Ulster could also jump up there. So the bottom log is Scarlets, Dragons from reverse order, Sharks, Osprey, Leinster, Lions. 2 of the worst teams in the league are the Lions and Sharks at 11th and 15th in the rankings. Lions with 1 win, 3 losses. Sharks, 0 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. 3 points on the log a quarter of the way through the season. Not looking good. Not looking good at all here, folks. But welcome back to the program. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Who have we got? Johan Barnard is here. Candice Stridham is here. Hendo is back. Dylan Combrick. All these OGs. Hester Coates. Hester has also been around a long, long time with us. Charles Van Olsen, the voice of reason. And then Sue Marie. And Paul de Klerk. Andre Mostart. Charles. So I can just smash someone in the face and then claim he grabbed my nuts. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I mean, is there any evidence of it whatsoever? He's never had a disciplinary hearing, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know that maybe he admitted that he did it. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. So let me see if I can't find Charles's back a buddy thing. I've got that here somewhere. No, that's not it. I had his back a buddy. Where's it at? Did it disappear on me? I want to do this. There it is. Charles back a buddy. Okay, let's get that over here. Bring that up on this screen. Come on, that's not the screen I want it on. All right, so that's not what I want. I want to do this one here. Come on. There we go. That's what I want. Right there. Okay. So YouTube is playing games. They've changed the studio. This studio is different than my other studio. I don't know why. They're both YouTube accounts. There's no difference. Both are monetized. All right, so now, Charles, it's up to $18,000 for those of you who want to help out on Charles. For those who don't know, Charles has got a medical issue. His medical insurance as a retired municipal employee from the city of Durban doesn't cover it all. He has to raise $80,000 for the surgery. A very serious situation with his health, which can be rectified, but it just takes money. Contrary to the Sunnyside detective who claims that healthcare is free in South Africa, the grass is greener than it is in America. What a crock. All right, I do have my feed now. I can see the pitch, and they're announcing the lineups. Good to go. Looks like a good-sized crowd here in Glasgow on their crappy artificial turf. The teams have yet to come out of the locker room, but they're waiting for the waving flags now. So if you'd like to help Charles out with the situation, here it is right there. Charles van Olsland trying to raise 80,000 Rand. He's up to 18,000. We were at just 200 when we started trying to help him a couple days ago. So Ingrid Kotze from our viewing audience, as well as Neff from our viewing audience. There's an anonymous. Julie Rhino Girl gave a huge one. So folks, it's 18,000 Rand right now. Anonymous gave 2,000 Rand. That's awesome. Gets it up to 18,000 Rand. Let's try to help Charles and his family. So if you can, he has to have a scope, and it costs money, and it's not being paid for by the insurance. So I will put the link to the back of Buddy into the stream. If you want to help out Charles, you're more than welcome to do that there. No obligation. No one has to feel any guilt or any obligation to help. We just know that a lot of the South Africans who have the means are generous and want to help out. So here you go, folks. There you go. All right. Paste. There we go. They're getting ready to come out. The lights are dimmed at Scotstoun Stadium. And what's this? You just did a YouTube tour of Loftus, all physically most impressive, both for the resident team as well as the visitors. The doctor's consulting rooms, complete operating theater. Yeah, David, I haven't seen all that. I've been in the press room. I've been to the press box. I've been to some of the studios. I've also been to the where the rich people are. I didn't get to sit there, but I've checked it out. Yeah, so I've been all over Loftus, but I haven't seen the medical rooms, that's for sure. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, of course, I have press credentials for the Bulls. As a Stormers fan, I don't have Stormers credentials, but I've never asked for them. When here comes the Bulls out, led by Ron Nordkia. When I go to DHL Greenpoint Stadium, I go to watch the game, not to cover it. The Bulls, I can watch and cover it because I'm not a Bulls fan, but I can root for them. As this rematch of the URC final, where Glasgow, here comes Ville Leroux coming out the pitch, where they defeated at home the Bulls. Heartbreaker. I was there watching it from above. Really heartbreaking. All right, so they're out on the pitch. Let me turn my sound back on. All right, so the Bulls are wearing these silly uniforms they have now. I don't like them at all. This is a much better jersey than the one they're wearing. Sometimes they change things just for the sake of changing. It's very disappointing. But we have new coaching staff for the Bulls. Here come Glasgow with their black jerseys with blue trim on the sleeves. Glasgow is a formidable opponent, folks. And as I said, in the standings, Glasgow is third. 3 wins and 1 loss. 16 points. A regular win will put them at top of the log. A bonus point would give them a little bit of space. All right. And there's Kyle Stead, the captain. All right. They're saying that they're desperate to do to the Bulls what the Bulls did to them 6 months ago here. But the bottom line is the Bulls are desperate to make them pay for losing a championship game at home at Loftus. We almost had 2 victories. We've had 3 of the 4. Well, we've had a South African side in, every one of the finals? Yeah, the Stormers have been in them, and the Bulls have been in 3. Yep. Stormers have been in 2, and the Bulls have been in 3 of the finals. So, here we go. Next round. Round 4. They're saying round 3 on the TV announcers, but they're mistaken. It's round 4. And we're underway. The ball's kicked down to the Bulls inside the 22. Taken back there. I want to say Jan Hedek Vessels, but I know that's not him. He's not out there. Couldn't see who it was. Ruck is formed. What's with this goofy haircut that Ambrose Papier has there? Man, these haircuts these rugby players keep getting, they look retarded. And that ball is going to be down to, it bounces backwards, and Glasgow picks it up. It went backwards, missed by the tackler. Nordkia in on the tackle, and Glasgow goes over the middle. Bulls waiting. Tackle made there. Craig Evans is the official on the pitch, and dug out of there by George Horn, Scottish national. Tupelotu with a carry. He's tackled by Papier. or Papilla, depending on how you pronounce it. Papier is the French name. And, almost Jackal there by the Bulls, but no dice as they got it out of there. Oh, the space. They opened it up. Overcommitting over there was Creel and open space, but the Bulls reacted and closed it down very quickly. George Horn digs it out the 10-meter line, comes back to the middle. Oh, right up the middle comes the lock. He's on the loose. Back inside goes to George Horn, and Glasgow down to the 5-meter line. Tackle made there by the Bulls. My goodness, that was a huge gaping hole for Scott Cummings. They go out to the outside, charging back inside. The Bulls just fell asleep on that one. The fullback made it. Villaroo in there for that try-saving tackle. Fagerson now. Tupelotu. They come wide to Kyle Sten. Kyle Sten is tackled. Did he knock it on? No. He did knock it on, Craig. Ooh, there's a penalty here, or is it a knock-on? It is a knock-on. Scrub to the Bulls. Save them. Man, oh, man. So I said, looked like Kyle Sten lost that ball. He did lose it 1 minute, 46 seconds into the contest. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Good golly, Miss Molly. That was ugly. Right up the middle. Scott Cummings just overplayed it. Was it Villaroo? Yeah, Villaroo didn't have to make the tackle, but he was there for it as the offload was made. My goodness. That was quick. Oh, a high tackle by the Bulls, so it's overturned. Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty weak high tackle. He didn't even barely touch him. So they're going to overrule it, so it will be Glasgow's ball. I mean, it's a fair call, but come on, that's ticky-tacky. He just slid across his shoulder. So the TMO overrules on a penalty. When do we start doing that? I think the last year or two. So Glasgow no doubt going to kick to the corner and get a line out here. Adam Hastings will kick it to the corner. There it is. That's not going to be a 5-meter line out if they're out of it. If they're honest, that looks more like a 7-meter line out. So 2:51 in, Glasgow now get a chance to put the Bulls under the pump again once more. And I was correct. It wasn't even close. It's about a 10-meter line out. Yeah, that's a very good spot, Mike Adamson. Line out successful. Oops. Max Williamson nearly lost his shorts coming down. But the Bulls drive them back about 6 meters. And that maul went backwards. George Horn digs it out. Here they come from the 22. Tupelotu. He's tackled there. Ball's available. And they come over the middle. One of the front rowers there. It's Murphy Walker, I believe. George Horn digs it out. And Jack Dempsey drives forwards. Horn digs it to a Tupelotu. They come wide to the outside. Oh, the Bulls are there. And they meet them. Tackle was caught, so they're released. Oh, Tupelotu nearly breaks through. Nortkia left a little space in there for him. Ball's available for George Horn. Cuts back to the middle. Sten tackled in the middle. This is dangerous. Glasgow's coming at them with the kitchen sink, and there it is. Down. Hastings. Glasgow. Fagerson. Matt Fagerson driven backwards by Grubela. And the Bulls got him outside the 8-meter line, but they got space on the outside. There's only one tackler out there. They go wide. McDowell tackled out there on the wing by Sebastian de Klerk. Oh, Bulls got a hand. Oh, right up the middle, down to the 1-meter line. The Bulls, another gaping hole in that defense. Advantage here. Now Glasgow's paying an advantage. The Bulls have been on the pump 5 minutes on defense here now. Ball's available. 1 meter out, but they do have an advantage here. Hastings, and there's the space for Tupelotu. Tupelopo! He's got it. And Glasgow scores. 4 minutes, 32 seconds in. My goodness. And the Bulls defense, suspect. Sione Tupelotu gets the try. My goodness, folks. My goodness. Tupelotu with a try. Yep. Too many players out there for the Bulls to defend against. And it was a no-arms tackle from Nortkia. Is lucky he didn't get called for a penalty on that. My goodness. .436 in the contest. Hastings will line it up for the conversion. One of the few players with a relatively decent haircut out there. Bulls already suffering from... Oh, he just got it inside the post. So conversion's good, and Glasgow leads 7-0, 5.5 minutes into the contest. My goodness. My goodness, that was ugly. Glasgow working the ball across the pitch very well there in that. Whew. Here's the restart. Dempsey, it bounces away from him. Tupelotu with the try, and we're on the board, 7-0. Call to use it. Glasgow inside their 22. Glasgow from my left, Bulls from my right. Glasgow wearing black jerseys, blue trim on the sleeves. Bulls wearing white jerseys, blue trim all over the place. Call to use it. George Horn has been told to use by Craig Evans twice now. Finally, he kicks it away. There's a box kick down the pitch. It's going to find touch. And the Bulls will have a line out at about the 45-meter line. Yep, Mike Adamson marks the spot 46 meters, maybe 47. So the Bulls will get a chance at possession for the first time in this game. 6 minutes, 43 seconds into the contest. They haven't even touched the ball. Haven't even touched the ball. My goodness. Welcome to the 61 people currently here, folks. There's the line-out success. They come away with it. Ambrose gets it away. And the Bulls up to midfield, charging forward, tackle there. Hand advantage. The Bulls are playing advantage for hands on the floor. Nordkia. They come all the way out wide on the outside here. And Stavino Jakobs goes back inside to Creel. Back outside to Declerc. Oh, Zvili-Leroux drops the ball. Zvili-Leroux. Zvili-Leroux coming down that left wing. Tackled and lost the ball. He would have scored anyway, but still. My goodness. The Bulls had some nice build-up on that, and then Vili. Stavino Jakobs gets it started. He offloads it to Creel. Creel has it. He throws it back to Vili, and Vili gets hit from behind, knocked it out. Oh, so the advantage is over. The Bulls even lose the penalty there because it picked up so much space. So not only did Vili knock it on, we lose the ball. Well, that sucks. That sucks buttermilk. So it'll be a Glasgow scrum. That's a very quick advantage over. Wow. Not going well for the Bulls. Crouch. Bind. Set. Going to reset it. So Craig Evans is talking to both front rows. Something for Glasgow, something for the Bulls. Here's a restart. Neff, welcome to you. Good to see you back. Thanks for your donation to Charles Van Onselen's fund and also super chats on my channel. I do appreciate that. Well, people are leaving here. What's the deal? People want a free ride. They left. Shame. 8:50 into the contest. Crouch. Bind. Set. Ball's in the horn. We find it. Oh, Bulls drive him backwards. And the penalties against the Bulls for wheeling the scrum. I don't know about that. Looked to me like the Glasgow side buckled. Wow. Looked to me like the Bulls won that scrum, but he gives it to Glasgow. Hastings will kick it from his right boot. I don't think he's going to get much out of that one. Let's see it from above. No. Glasgow, the guy's on his knee. The left, right in front of him. The prop is on his knee. So, one of the Bulls getting treatment there. It looks like Steenkamp. Something wrong with his ear? Is it bleeding? His ear might be bleeding. So, we had a stoppage at time 9:34. The Bulls need to get their crap together. They don't look very good so far. Bulls do not look very good so far. The Bulls are in 6th place, 3 wins and 1 loss. Glasgow has 16 points in virtue of 2 bonus points that the Bulls don't have. Here's the line out. This will be thrown in by Johnny Matthews. Scotland national. Ball successful. George Horn gets it over to the middle of Hastings. Hastings sends it into the hands of Tupelotu, the try scorer, and he runs into a buzzsaw of Bulls. Oh, there's a Marcel Coetzee with a nice tackle over there. George Horn sends it behind his back to Hastings. Nice pass, but he doesn't trick anybody, and the Bulls have him. Jean-Andre Rudolph takes him down. So George Horn on the short side of the pitch to the far side. They run right into Gerbla. Gerbla makes a tackle. Ruck is formed by Glasgow. George Horn, the diminutive Scotland national scrum half, will kick it over the top. Ball's going to go down around the 10-meter line when Villy Leroux will take it on the fly. And he passes off. Sebastian de Klerk is on loose. There goes Sebastian de Klerk. 15, 20, 30, 40 meters. Down the sidelines goes Stavino Jacobs. Bulla, bulla, bulla. And the Bulls have scored a try. Just like that. Stavino Jacobs. Wow. Man, oh man, sakes alive. Good golly, Miss Molly. Woo! Where was the Glasgow defense? They were smoked. Sebastian de Klerk. It all started with Villy Leroux taking the high ball successfully. He sees de Klerk to his side, and offloads it, and boom, he cuts right through. No obstruction. Norkia got out of the way, and then de Klerk offloads that ball to Stavino Jacobs. Yes! And the Bulls are on the board just like that. It's going to be outside, so it's not going to be an easy kick. But Stavino Jacobs with a try. Good stuff there. That's absolutely brilliant, folks. Here's Keegan Johannes. He's not even going to be remotely close. He kicks it about 20 meters to the left of the post, and it's 7-5. That was a horrible kick. I mean, it wasn't even close. I could kick better than that. I mean, that was embarrassingly bad. That was Monty Libbuck bad. That's how bad that was. That was Monty Libbuck bad. My goodness. So, Stavino Jacobs, 10-46. All right, so the Bulls have drawn even on tries, but trail on the scoreboard because the kick was missed. We're going to go for the restart. But once again, Steenkamp getting his head taped up. Again, I think his ear was bleeding. Couldn't see it was the opposite side. But the Bulls are on the board now. All right, we've got a contest here, folks. All right, let's see. Here's the restart. Adam Hastings will kick it to the near side of the pitch, inside the 22. It's going to be caught down there by Jean-Andre Rudolph. Rudolph cuts back outside, and he drives up almost to the 22. Nice carry there by Jean-Andre Rudolph. Call to use it. Ambrose Papia sends it over to the middle. I switch between Papia and Papier. Depends what mood I'm in, German and French. An Afrikaans, I guess, for Papia. Kicks it over the top. The chase is on. Stavino Jacobs is going to be there. And it's knocked on by Nortkia and hauled in by Glasgow. Adam Hastings. Oh, nice tackle there by the Bulls. Brilliant tackle. Was that Kobus Visa? Caught him from behind. Here they come to the near side. Tupelotu sends him to the outside. Kyle Sten loses it forward again. That's the second knock on by the team captain. It'll be a scrum to the Bulls. Was also, looked like he was slightly forward. Wow, that was right in the breadbasket. Unbelievable. 53 likes. Good. Call Me Novak is here. Where's Call Me Novak? I haven't seen Call Me Novak in a while. So, here's the scrum. Crouch. Bind. Set. Let me check my Super Brew while we wait on this. Whistle blows, and a penalty against the Bulls again. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. I want to see a replay on that. Wow. Let's see. Oh, the Glasgow went down first again. What the hell? Mornay Smith got the penalty. Yeah, once again, look at a penalty against Glasgow. The TV announcers agree with me here. I've got Glasgow win this by 7 at Super Brew. It's just a full disclosure. All right, Johnny Matthews will throw it in inside the 22. It's a line out from the near side of the pitch. That's not straight. Not straight. But they didn't challenge it, so they get away with it. Oh, Tuipiloto is a menace out there. He gets down to about 10 meters. And here comes Josh Mackay. George Horn. Tuipiloto. Kyle Sten. This time he holds on. Oh, it's not Kyle Sten. That's why he held on. Back to the middle. Oh, the ball was lost backwards. Nice job picking that ball, spearing it out of the air. Is it Tuipiloto? No, it wasn't Tuipiloto. George Horn, it's knocked on. Come on. That looked knocked on too, but it wasn't. And Keegan Johannes, Ambrose Papier, not releasing. So the jackal works. It's Ambrose Papier who wins that. And Ambrose Papier wins that for the Bulls. Gets him out of trouble. George Horn is having a good game. But that was a bad decision. It put his lock in a really bad situation. It's not a lock, excuse me. It was actually Gregor Brown. Yeah. The Bulls kick it down the pitch. They're trying to find touch, and they do. The mark's going to be around their 45-meter line to be a line out to the Bulls. This ref is a moron. Yeah, no, the scrum's unbelievable. That's 2 penalties called against the Bulls, and I don't buy it either time. Here's the line out for the Bulls. Straight. They got it. Ambrose Papier gets over the middle. Bulls have it. Here they come charging. Marcel Coetzee runs right into a wall. At the 10-meter line, the Bulls are going to clearance kick. Here goes Keegan Johannes high into the air. Chases on Sebastian de Klerk over there in that right wing. Who's going to get it? An advance for a knock-on. The Bulls knock it on, and Glasgow has it. Here they come to the near side. Back to the middle, Glasgow. Tackle's made over there. Mornay Smith. Advantage for the knock-on is over, so now it's level. Outside they come. Wow, McDowell with a big carry picks up about 20 meters before he's hauled down. That was brilliant work. Ball's available. 10-meter line. Here come Glasgow. Right up the middle, and there's a wide open spot again. They offload it to Tuipulotu. Bounce off a tackle. He's running for pay dirt. Tuipulotu down to 5 meters. Finally, LaRue chases him down. Ball squirts loose. Nobody's got it. Free ball. It's available. The Bulls have picked it up. Whoa. What's that penalty for? No, that's bullshit. He's bailing him out. He didn't call a penalty. The ball squirted out, was picked up. Then he calls a penalty after the Bulls pick it up. No. That's crap. The Bulls' defense just is collapsing. Big holes here. Tuipulotu avoids a tackle. Villarreal made a great try-saving tackle there. That's just crap. There was nobody side entering there. That was the penalty. And Gregor Brown is down, getting treatment right now. Charles, this game is bought and paid for. Was the high tackle on Villarreal? No. Tackle was long before that. If he called a high tackle on that, he waited way too long to show advantage. Clock is stopped again. Is this a water break at 16:55? I'm not really sure. Oh no, it's treatment for Max Williamson. He's out of the picture on the screen, Max Williamson. So 16:55 off the clock, folks, and Glasgow leads the Bulls by an unconverted kick from Keegan Johannes, who missed by a country mile. Ha! Stormers ref. So Nortkia's talking to Craig Evans about something. I'm going to see Tuipulotu. There's no head collision. Boy, Tuipulotu is just a menace out there. It's not a high tackle. He was on his back, pulling him down. What are we waiting on here? We're okay. So they're going to kick for the corner is Glasgow. They want the try. No penalty kick here, right in front of the post. Literally right. Boy, that back, the end of the try zone is completely full. Not an empty seat back in the cheap seats. Of course, you get really close to the pitch down there. All right, 5-meter line out, 6-meter line out for Glasgow. Johnny Matthews to throw it in. Here we go, 17 minutes, 11 seconds. Line out successful. They go into a maul, and the Bulls drive them back, so they break away from it pretty quickly. And there's Tuipulotu again, down to 4 meters. George Horn sends it to the middle, crashing forward. Oh, my goodness. It's a lot of action out here, folks. George Horn digs out, comes back to the near side. Tuipulotu, he cuts back. Another tackle made. Great job there by Jacobs. They cut a lot of pressure on the Bulls here. They spent very little time the other end of the pitch. Jamie Body with a carry. First time we called his number, the Scottish national. They go wide on the outside. Lots of Bulls out there to stop them. And Villadarou tries to strip, but the tackle's made by Keegan Johannes. Here they come back, and 2 Bulls are there. Keep Cobus Visa there for the tackle. Oh, big hit. They got an advantage for what? Oh, a knock on in the tackle. Okay, that's fair. I thought it was a penalty. That was a good tackle. The Bulls drove back to about 38 meters. A big tackle came in there a moment ago. George Horn. Oh, it's knocked on. So we're going to come back, knock on both ways. It'll be a scrum to Glasgow. Initial knock on was against the Bulls, and the tackle it was a brutal tackle. Who was that? I didn't see the number. Here it comes. Now that's after that play, so. Yeah, there it is. It was Norkia. Marcel, no, it was Rowan Norkia who made the tackle on Adam Hastings. So Craig Evans is blaming the front row of the Bulls for the 2 scrum penalties, which neither one were on them, even though they called them on them. So they're under his attention now. That's sad. So. But the Bulls have got to just justice something to satisfy Craig Evans, so they're going to keep getting called on these penalties. Crouch. Fine. So the Bulls driving forward again. This time Glasgow collapses. No penalty called. The loose head prop dropped to the ground. No penalty called. Oh my goodness. That scrum collapsed because of the Scotland's loose head prop, and there was no penalty called. Scotland, Glasgow. Tackle at the 22. Up the middle. Nice tackle over there by Grubela. Far side of the pitch. They kick it into the air. Nobody's home to defend. And it goes into the corner. Good job by Keegan Johannes, or is it Papier to let it go in the corner. So it'll be a 5-meter line out for the Bulls. That ball, Adam Hastings kicked it, and it just went into touch. Yeah, it was Ambrose who let it roll into touch. 20 minutes off the clock, and Glasgow wins the first 20 minutes by a score of 7-5. 5-meter line out for the Bulls. Grubela to throw it in. Just 3 men in the line out. Norkia comes down with it. He gets it to Papier over the middle. Here they come. Marcel Coetzee runs into a brick wall. My goodness. He better get to the ground. He's to the ground. They haven't called release yet. Why don't you call release? Bullshit. You never called tackle. They never released the tackle. What is this, Craig Evans? You never told them to release the tackle. The tacklers never released. The penalty should be on Glasgow, not on the Bulls. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. He never called tackle. The man, his bum was on the ground. It should have been tackle. You have to release. He couldn't place the ball. There's his bum on the ground. And now he comes over and now he blows the whistle. That's nonsense. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. You have to release the player when he's tackled. They were holding him up, and then they call turnover. No. There should be a penalty on Glasgow. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I didn't hear a maul called. There was no maul called. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if he calls a maul, it's different, but no maul was called. I can hear his microphone. And finally, the Bulls win a scrub penalty. And Jamie Body pushes the Bulls player. Not much in it, though. So finally, Villadarou is kicking. And it goes into touch. Oh, yeah. Front rower turned sideways. Yeah, it is the right call. That one's right. About time they win a penalty. Oh, man. Somebody's got turf burn on their arm really bad. I think it's Marcel Coetzee. His whole forearm is bloody. 22 minutes off the clock. So Glasgow, after the free kick, will throw it in. That one's straight this time. They go into a maul and quickly come out of it, and they skip it across the turf, picked up by Glasgow. There's Hastings, comes to the near side. Oh! Stravino Jacobs misses a tackle. Then Keegan Johannes missed a tackle, and suddenly Glasgow's on the Bulls side of the pitch again. And it's knocked on. Not called for a knock on. There it is, finally. Craig Evans got it. Glasgow knocked it on. I think Jamie Body lost that ball forward. Yeah, Jamie Body just dropped that ball. 23 minutes, 27 seconds in this contest. It's 7-5 Glasgow. The difference being a Keegan Johannes missed conversion in the 11th minute. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet since then. About 12 minutes of quiet. So it'll be a scrum to the Bulls, who finally won a scrum penalty on that last one. Let's see if they can do it again. Bind. Set. He's also crooked again on this side. Once again. Oh, the Bulls are driving forward big time. They got a penalty here. Finally, the Bulls have an advantage. They go to the outside. And there's Creel. It's Creel. David Creel gets the ball back to Ambrose. The Bulls now building up some pressure. Here comes Villaroo. Nice pass. Oh, there's a high tackle. Not called. Ball's placed. The Bulls back to the middle. Cobus Visa. Oh, that ball skipped across the turf and it's knocked on. You're going to come back for the advantage or no? As Stravino Jacobs loses the ball forward. Going to come back for the advantage. So the Bulls win that scrum. That was a long advantage that time after the short one the last time. It's ironic because Creel picked up a terrible pass that bounced off the turf at his feet and was successful, but then Stravino Jacobs had the ball right in his mitts and dropped it. So here's a kick to the corner. That's not a great kick. Villaroo did not get a lot out of that. Gets him from about midfield down. Well, it's about 30 meters. Better than it looked. What's going on with Villy? Has he got gray hair on top, or is it just frosty out there? No, it's just frosty out there. All right, so it's a line out for the Bulls. He wasn't happy with the kick near the side. They're outside the 22. Far side of the pitch, 25 minutes off the clock. Here comes the line out. Herbala throws it up. It's challenged. Ball bounces back, and here come the Bulls. Forster with his first carry. Oh, and there's an arm that goes out. What happened here? Was it lost? It's a knock-on advantage. The Bulls lost it. McDowell kicks it away. It's going to bounce way back and sit down inside the 22. The Bulls going to give about 80 meters there. Picked up Villaroo at the 7-meter line. He's going to kick it for touch. It doesn't find touch. It's picked up on the fly over there and then kicked away by Glasgow. Bulls have it again. Now Keegan Johannes. That was a terrible kick by Villaroo. It's 2 bad kicks in a row from him. And that'll slow things down at 26 minutes off the clock. Keegan Johannes puts it in a touch. The Bulls are not impressing. They impressed briefly, but other than that one time, just not getting it done. Let's hope we can have 1-4 out of 4. Can't count Lions or Sharks. Yeah, they're terrible, Vanna. They're terrible. Here's a line out from the Bulls' 10-meter line. Again, on the Bulls' side of the pitch. That ball's bounced backwards. They're having terrible lineouts here. George Horn chased it down. He's back to his 45-meter line. He lost about 15 meters on that. How is he not in touch? His feet are very close. All right, there's the ball dug out. And the Bulls make the stop. Cobus Visa in there. He's being held into the ruck. Horn told to use it. He kicks over the top. George Horn. That ball's going to go down around the 30-meter line. Who goes up for it? It's Sebastian de Klerk. He comes down with it. He places the ball. Ruck is formed. Ambrose will dig it out. He does. Gets it. Herbala breaks through a couple tackles. Goes forward about 6 meters. On the far side of the pitch, Ambrose Papia being told to use it. Looks like a box kick. It is a box kick over the top. That ball's going to go down about midfield. Oh, and that ball is knocked backwards, but picked up by the Bulls. The Bulls have it. There's a substitution out there. I see that Etienne Yannicka came on the pitch. Oh, they nearly got through. Yannicka nearly broke through. Near side, it just barely got him. Herbala, the big fella's picking up meters for the Bulls. That's going to go into touch. He's bundled into touch. But Yannicka came in the game. When did that happen? Etienne Yannicka is in the game. Steenkamp must have gone out for that blood bin. The Bulls had something promising there, and it all goes awry. Actually, it should have been a knock-on Jean-Andre Rudolph, but it wasn't called. Bounced off his face, I think. I'm watching replay while the whistle's blowing. Something's going on. I can't see it. All right, it's a line out. Johnny Matthews will throw it in for Glasgow. Line out successful, not really challenged by the Bulls. Drives them backwards. They break free. Here they come. Jack Dempsey again, not the famous boxer, but the rugby player. Tell the Bulls get on side. That's Cobus Visa. Call to use it. George Horn. Up in the air. High ball. Kyle Sten gives chase. And Kyle Sten has it. He's tackled. So Glasgow retains possession. One of the Bulls is offside. Cobus Visa way offside. Better get back on side. He stays away from the play. Herblar in on the tackle. Now we're working across the far side of the pitch, and here comes Glasgow over the 10-meter line. Nice carry over there. And that's once again by Stafford McDowell. Scotland National. Jack Dempsey comes up the middle. The Glasgow side looking pretty good at the moment. Here they come, working their way. Tupelotu nearly breaks through. Just barely got him tackled there was Reinhard Ludwig. And they come to the near side. Dummy pass. And they're past midfield now, Glasgow. Back to midfield. Ball goes to Tupelotu over the middle. And that ball comes loose on the turf. There's a penalty against the Bulls for being off their feet. That's a saver. Harold Forster under that pile. 29 minutes off the clock, folks. We're working towards halftime here. Saracens losing that game. I think I picked Northampton. Yeah, I got Northampton. I had a bonus point because I had them by 7. Now they're winning by more. So, yeah. So Glasgow kicks it for territory. In the 30th minute of the game, 29-34, they're going to have a line out from the Bulls' 17-meter line. Once again, almost the entire game being played in the Bulls' half. The halftime statistics are going to be very telling about this game. 29-45. Line out successful. And they try to come down the near side. Ooh, ran right into. They knock it on. Another knock on. Yeah, boy, that ball's knocked down by Matt Fagerson, Scotland National. .30 minutes out off the clock. And once again, Gregor Brown is down getting some treatment. I don't think he's fully healthy here. They might want to take him out of the game. Clock stops at 30:18. He's coming out. Or is he? No, he's not. And the clock restarts. Be sure to hit that like button, folks, if you don't mind. I would appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything but a moment of your time, eh? Got 60 likes. That's something. 30-27. Wow. Johnny Matthews trying to psych up his front row. It's a Bull scrum. They won the last 2 scrum penalties. The first 2 went to Glasgow. Crouch. Bind. Set. And Glasgow being driven back again. Whoa, what a surge by the Bulls. Huge. Now the scrum. This is a strength of the Bulls finally coming to the fore. Big push there. They just dominated that scrum. My goodness. They just dominated that. I mean, that front row, Johnny Matthews, Jamie Boddy, these are Scotland nationals. Herblar is a Springbok. The rest of them really aren't Springboks right now. Kicked into touch. That's not going to make it to midfield. Yeah, Franku Smith's going to have to do something about his scrum here. That's 3 in a row they've lost penalties on. This is just, they blew them up big time. So, line out. Herblar to throw it in. Lilac goes deep, and the Bulls come down with Reinhard Ludwig. They're into a maul, not really going anywhere. Herbalaz at the back. He gets it. Now the maul goes forward, and it collapses. Ball's placed. Bulls have it. Ludwig with the carry. Runs into a wall. Over the middle. Marcel Coetzee to midfield. Bulls trying to get on the other side of the pitch. Nordkia. Ludwig. Crowd was moaning, but Marcel Coetzee breaks through midfield now. But Craig Evans says he was in the breakdown, so it's fine to push the player back. They go wide again. Marcel Coetzee again. Oh, that's Steenkamp, excuse me. There's Johan Herbala. Oh, he should have taken it. He had space up the middle. Keegan Johannes. No, it's Papier. This time they call for release. Ball squirts out. Villeroux kicks it over the top. Creel gives chase, but he's interfered with. Oh, man, he's interfered with trying to get to the ball. Sebastian de Klerk releases. Ball's kicked high into the air by George Horn, down around the 22. Over the shoulder by Stravino Jakobs. What an incredible catch. Villeroux coming up from 22. He's going to be chased down by George Horn. No, still going. Villeroux looking for help. Oh, he has it there from Keegan Johannes, but he's tackled. Ruck is formed. Villeroux now. High into the air. Chases on her by de Klerk. And nice catch there by Hastings, who's tackled by Stravino Jakobs. Back to the middle it goes on the Glasgow side of the pitch finally, but close to midfield. George Horn sends it wide. They got numbers on the outside. Is that Tuipulotu again? He's buried this time. 2 players on top of him. They're going to get a penalty against the Bulls. Nope, it's a knock-on. Oh, Bulls win a penalty at the breakdown. Well done, fellas. Well done. Currently, Arnsey is on the bench. He's listed on the bench as a replacement. Stravino Jakobs, incredible catch over the shoulder a few minutes ago. Hastings is doing a great job on the high ball for Glasgow. Who's getting treatment there? Is it Cobus Visa? Yeah, it's Cobus Visa getting treatment. Clock is stopped at 34:22, folks. So don't forget the final qualification for the Rugby World Cup is coming up. That is the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd of November, if I'm not mistaken. And that will be in Dubai. 4 teams competing. Portugal. No, is it Portugal? Namibia. Who else is competing? Yeah, so that's coming up very soon. So the road to the Final 4. The Final 24, excuse me. Yep. So Belgium, Namibia, Samoa, Paraguay. That's in Brazil. There you go. Namibia, Brazil, Samoa, Belgium, Namibia. Hang on a second. Did I get that right? Yeah, 4 teams. 4 teams. Namibia, Brazil, Samoa, and Belgium. From Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Europe. And only one of them will get through. I'm pulling for Namibia, who have a lot of injuries, unfortunately. So clock is running again. We got a scrum for the Bulls just into Glasgow territory. The Bulls have really got to pick up some pace here. Get another try. 1 try apiece in a game that started on like a house on fire, but has really slowed down since then, folks. Crouch, says Craig Evans. Bide. Set. The scrum holds up, and it comes out the sideline. Then they go down the sideline. Oh, nearly broke through there. Sebastian Clark not held. He gets up and goes another meter or 2. Ball's available. Ambrose. Nordkia. Keegan Johannes. Forster. Slow pass. Slow pass. That's lost forward. Creel lost it forward. Yeah, David Creel lost it on the ground. It was a terrible pass. It was very slow. It gave the defense time to hit David Creel as he caught it. It's a good job just holding on to it. Yeah. Creel was trying to place the ball and pick it up and go again. He just should have held on to it until he went to ground. 35-42 now. Yeah, Samoa is the one challenge. The others are not much of a challenge, I don't think. So if the games are broadcast, I'm going to call the Namibia games if I can. Yeah, so Namibia can beat Brazil. They can beat Belgium. The only one I worry about is Samoa. The best record and highest points total, if it comes down to that, will be the deciding factor. And this collapses. No penalty called on the scrum. George Horn sends it wide to the outside. To a Pelotu to Hastings. Gets it to Kyle Stain over there. He's tackled. Whoa. One of the Glasgow players had to die. Oh, nearly up the middle. Great job by Kovacs to grab Scott Cummings, which kept him from getting through and gave players time to adjust. Reinhard Ludwig with a big tackle back to midfield. Taken back into the other side of the pitch. Tupolotu looking for space, runs behind Craig Evans. Ludwig chases him down, and he's taken down there by Ludwig and Kovacs. So back to their 42. Here comes Glasgow. Oh, nearly intercepted there by Creel. They go wide on the outside, and Sebastian Clerc overplayed it. Here they come down the sideline, and into touch. Come on, that was in touch, man. Somebody made a tackle there. They drove him into touch. The Bulls' defense has got too many gaps in it. Man, had like 2 steps in touch. One step, not 2. So what's going on here? 37 minutes. Clock is stopped again. A lot of stoppages in this first half. Got a freeze warning here in central Pennsylvania tonight, folks. Temperature will drop below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. And it looks like Murphy Walker is getting looked at. There's Franku Smith up in the booth talking to someone at pitch. Fareed, Loy, so how's it going, man? We're waiting to see Curtly Ironside. I can't wait. Hopefully he makes it in this game. You know, Stedman Hans is not listed as starting. He's on the bench too. Stervino Jacobs is out there. I'll tell you, the guys at the end of the pitch have a better deal. They're much closer to the action. The sidelines, they've got this huge space out there. It looks like about 60 meters away from the field, at least on that side of the field. Clock stopped with 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first half. Boy, you know, Sione Tupolotu is just a terror out there. He's been on fire today. I'd have him as my man of the match at the moment. He's set up a lot of good play for a lot of forward ball for the Glasgow side. The Warriors really lucky they have him. Steenkamp is back, so that must mean Etienne Yannick is out. So we got a long break here, folks. Let's get treated. Again, big disappointment today. I was really excited to see Jan Serfontein back in South African uniform, albeit in a club side, but he was scrubbed because of a neck injury. So I've been waiting for him to make it for ages, so I guess we're going to have to wait a bit longer. That kind of sucks. Really looking forward to it. Disappointing. So let's take a look at what we got. We got a long break in the action. Let's take a look at what we got on tap here for this weekend. Of course, the Stormers playing tomorrow. So we've got Lions hosting Ulster at Ellis Park tomorrow. That's 7:45 in the morning for me. Then the Sharks at 10 hosting the Scarlets. And then the Stormers are on the road in Benetton at 12:30. Here we go. We're underway. Bulls have it. Harold Forster up the middle. He places the ball. Ambrose digs it out. Sends it to the far side. You got a high tackle there. Yep, high tackle. That one was called right in front of Craig Evans. So the Bulls get to kick it down the pitch. By the way, in case anybody noticed here, you know, people always pay attention to what the numbers are. You see that? That's usually 22. That's 17 degrees Celsius. It was 16 earlier. It's chilly at my house. 6 degrees Fahrenheit. No heat turned on. I've got goosebumps right now. The hair's risen on my arm. It's chilly in here. There's the kick. Bulls have it. That's a replay. Oh, good Lord, yes. Jamie Body had him like this. Chokehold. So the line out for the Bulls. Johan Gerbenaar now. 5 guys in the line out. That's not straight, and it was challenged. Oh, they got away with one the Bulls did there. That was not even close to being straight. Marcel Coetzee, Bulls over midfield. Can he place the ball? He does. Ambrose to Nortkia. Nortkia throws it right into the hands of Jean-Andre Rudolph, who's being tackled as he catches it. Oh, there's a penalty there. Another high tackle. It's a makeable kick. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Makeable kick here. But we can't get down about 5 meters with a kick here. A little over a minute left in this first half. What are the Bulls going to do? Probably kick to the corner would be my expectation. Murphy Walker's going out. Sam Talakai comes in. So that comes at 39-14. It's a scrum. Do they choose a scrum? Murphy goes off for treatment. 30 seconds left in the first half. I would have taken a kick if you're going to do this. I assume they had an option there. Crouch. Bind. Set. The Bulls put it in the pipe. Bulls drive forward again. I don't know if they have an advantage. Looks like they have an advantage. Kicked over the wing. It must have been an advantage. Oh, nicely done on the wing out there by Sebastian de Klerk to field that ball. He throws it away. Going to come back for the penalty. Going to go talk to them. Wants to talk to them. Here we go.
Number of decisions that have gone against.
That's the fourth scrum penalty against.
Regarding this side in height.
Yeah.
But he's gone to his knee on 2 scrums now.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple against him, okay? We need to get a completed scrum.
Yeah.
We can't put players on his knee.
Yeah.
If I get another clear offence against this player, it should be a yellow card. It should be more than 2. Okay.
He's already had 4 penalties. He had 2 just on him.
The wing goes, it's a bit more than 2.
It's a bit more than 2, yep. It's a bit more than 2. And Kyle Stenn looking all innocent, but they've had a lot more. They've had 4. I think it's 5th penalty now on the scrum. First 2 were on the Bulls, now like 5 on Glasgow. So we've gone over the hooter here. So are we going to kick for the post or what? What are the Bulls doing? They could take the lead going to halftime if they can convert a kick here. Yeah, they're going to go for the points. So Keegan Johannes, chance to put the Bulls in front at the hooter. I mean, I don't know how you would even consider not kicking this. After this first half, they could actually be leading. Fingers crossed. Strucke die Daumen, as the Germans say. It's about 43 meters, a slight angle. He's going to have the angle. It's short. He can't kick at 43 meters straight down the pipe and no score. Wow, halftime and the Bulls are trailing. That sucks. That sucks. So we got a halftime here, folks. Let's put the marker up. If you need to go to the restroom, feel free to do that. Come on back, and we'll be back here shortly. But I'm just going to play, of course, our Springbok glory for you guys, okay? Hang around. Man, halftime, 7-5 in a rather not all that super impressive half. All right, so that's the halftime score. Bulls trailing because that kick was missed. And here's your Springbok song. And I'll be right back with you. Hang tight.
Under the southern sun, the green and gold shine bright. On the field of honor, they battle with all their might. From the scrums to the tries, they always find their way. Springboks rising higher day after day. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation standing tall and true. Better than the rest in every test they pursue. From the dusty fields to the world stage they've roared. Legends carved in history, their spirits soar. pulse of a nation. They ignite the flame. Every tackle, every try, echoing their name. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true. Better than the rest in every test they pursue. Carry the hopes of a country like a chain. From the whistles blow to the final play, they prove their greatness every single day. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true. Better than the rest in every test they pursue.
Knock on the tackle. Thank you, Vandy. All right, guys. So welcome back. That was Springbok Glory. That's my song that I came up with at halftime at Scotstoun Stadium in Glasgow, where the Bulls are trailing by 2 points. A missed conversion being the difference in this game. Bulls need to win this game. On the road, it'd be great to see them win this game. They go to 4-1, could go to 18 or 19 points on the log, which would put them in first place. They'll get to 19. Be good to see that. But that's temporary because, Stormers and Munster still have to play. This is round 5. They said round 3. This is round 5 of the RC. I'm not really sure where they got round 3 at earlier. Great try earlier by the Bulls, but they've been pretty quiet since then. So back to tomorrow. Lions versus Ulster at Ellis Park early in the morning, so early afternoon for South Africa. Then it's the Sharks hosting the Scarlets. That's the Toilet Bowl. Tomorrow's Toilet Bowl is brought to you live from the Hollywood Bets Kings Park in Durban. Dirt Bin. It's an appropriate place to have a toilet bowl. The lowly Sharks taking on the lowly Scarlets. Leinster and Zebra Parma. Leinster is hungry for a win. They cannot win this season. Who knows who's going to win that game? Normally I would say Leinster, but Then Benetton hosts the Stormers. I'm looking forward to that game from Stadia Monigo. And the Stormers need to win that game to go 5-0. Wouldn't that be incredible? I think that the first time they would have gone 5-0 in this competition if they pull that off. Yeah, but they have not been impressive. The Stormers have been... They're winning, but they're not impressive. They're making too many stupid mistakes. You need to clean that up. It's lucky that they're winning while they're making stupid mistakes because that's great. If you can win when you make stupid mistakes, but then when you're just playing fine, you should win easily. Dragons host Osprey at Rodney Parade. Then Munster and Connacht. That's a big game tomorrow afternoon. Cardiff and Edinburgh, also a big game tomorrow afternoon. Cardiff doing surprisingly well so far in URC action. Cardiff with 3 wins and 1 loss. 4 bonus points, putting them up there in second place, but actually 4th on the log based on points scored. So still impressive for Cardiff, as I was saying. Anyway, and that's going to do it. Then next week it's Ulster and Benetton, Dragons, Leinster, Bulls, Lions, as we switch to that competition. And the Stormers will have their final road game, I believe, against Munster. That's going to be tough. So they got to win this week because Munster is no weak game. The Stormers need to sort out their problems this week, play perfectly, play very well. Don't make stupid mistakes so they have confidence to go into the game at Munster next week. That game is going to be huge next week at, on the road against Thomond Park. Yep. So that's a huge game next week. They need to get their crap together, which isn't happening yet. Anyway, last week, folks, had a very good weekend. Last week I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wins. Oh, it was actually Friday's not here. So I was 11 out of 13, and I had like 6 bonus points. Big week for me. I won the yellow cap. In my tournament. So I have an invitation for something. Oh, professors accept. Okay, that's URC Championship. When did he send that to me? He started it September 26th. That's a bit late. Well, that's not him. That's his club. Anyway, yeah, so waiting for the second half to get started. Pitch is empty at the moment. No kids out there playing on it. Just as well. So my picks for tomorrow, got Lions and Ulster. I got Lions by 14. I might be taking a flyer on that one. I might be taking a flyer on that one because Ulster is undefeated. So maybe I want to change that one. Might want to go change my Super Brew pick on that one, eh? All right, so I got Exeter and Gloucester. Exeter by 10 over Gloucester at home. Harlequins, Newcastle. Harlequins by 7 over Newcastle. Sharks and Scarlets. Sharks by 10 at home. Bath and Bristol. Bath by 7. Leicester hosting Sale. Leicester by 7. Benetton and the Stormers. Stormers by 10 on the road. Dragons, Osprey. Osprey by 5 on the road. Leinster and Zebra. Leinster by 7 at home. That's if it was on the road, maybe Zebra would have a chance, but not in Leinster. Cardiff and Edinburgh. I got Edinburgh by 7 on the road. Munster and Connacht at Munster by 10. Yep. And then we've got the international test coming up. Do I even have tournaments set up for that? I think I do. Let me see my captaincy. It's got the Fall International, Rugby Internationals. Yep. And let's see if somebody wants to join this. Let me just manage the pool. Let's see if we got anybody's trying to join it. Nope. Members. Up 23 people in the pool. Nope. Nobody's trying to join. All right. So to do. Let's go with internationals. Wait a second. There we go. So we got England and Australia. That's a tough one. It's in England. I'd pick Australia if it was in Australia, maybe. But let's go with England by 7. South Africa, Japan. South Africa by 24. Japan has not been impressive lately. Scotland, USA. Scotland by 11. Ireland, New Zealand. Ireland by 7. There's my picks for next week. Ireland, Scotland, England, and South Africa. There's my picks for next week, folks. What about you? You got your Super Brew out there? Anyone doing Super Brew? Right. So, So I've made my picks for next weekend. So the first, I got to find out when that schedules. I'm going to see if it has the times. It does have the times. I think that's local time. So Namibia will play at 7:30, which would be 1:30 my time. The South Africa game is on at, is this my time? Shoot. So it's on about an hour before that. So the Namibia game I won't be able to catch in full. I have to catch it after it starts next week. Scotland, USA is at 1:40. The Ireland game's at 4. I'll definitely be covering the Ireland-New Zealand game most likely. So, all right. Anyway, folks, let's see what you got to say in the chat over here. Okay, Japan by 50, says Matthew Dixon. No, I don't think so. So that was very productive Springbok Glory song for me because I went to the loo. I was able to do a screen capture of the halftime score. And I paid my natural gas bill, which arrived a couple days ago. When I tried to pay it online, there's no account associated with this. Their website was all screwed up. I don't know what happened. But I've now been able to pay my natural gas bill, which is good. So I've got no gas. Just kidding. I already paid my electric bill because that site worked just fine. And where is my natural gas bill? It's here somewhere. There it is. There it is. Okay. Trying to get it together. Keep the bills together. So unfortunately, I had $17.30, which means I used a little bit of gas because the bill is 16-something, regardless whether I use something or not. Yeah, I used virtually nothing. So actually, yeah, did I even use anything here? Let's see. No, I didn't use anything. The price just went up. I have not used gas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months since I've used gas. That's crazy. And I still have a bill every month for $17 just for the connection. Such a ripoff. Such a ripoff. Just because you have a connection, you have to pay. Bastards. Bastardi. Anyway, so free online energy audit and kit program. Okay. Maybe I'll try that out. $1 a month buys hope. No, I'm not paying for other people's energy. No one paid for mine for the past 50 years. I had to burn coal to stoke the furnace late at night. That was never fun. All right, so that's that. Okay. Takes care of my electric and gas bill. Paid for my mortgage already. Again, folks, I'm prepping to not get paid this month, in case you're wondering what's going on. I expect to not get paid because of the shutdown here in the U.S. U.S. government shut down. Of course, I receive a pension from the military for my 36 years of service, and I don't expect to get paid. But the active duty guys aren't getting paid. The Democrats yesterday decided against voting for a measure that would have paid all those who are actually working for the U.S. government, like the military, the air traffic controllers, the Coast Guard, and others. They simply said, no. We have leverage, and we're going to use it to get what we want, no matter how many Americans are hurt in the process. That's the Democrats, folks. That's who they are. That's who they've always been. Are we ready for the second half? Looks like we're about ready here. Let me turn off the halftime marker. Okay. Halftime marker's off. Get my sound back on. All right, we're ready to get started here. It's my Motorola. Jamie Body is out of the game. He's had a very bad first half, so not a surprise. The Bulls switch now. Bulls running from my left to right, and Glasgow from my right to left. The Bulls will kick to Glasgow, get us underway in the second half. So Jamie Body's out, and Nathan Macbeth is in. Restart. Macbeth, of course, from South Africa. Yes. His first carry of the game. The South African playing for Glasgow. Here's a kick over the top. 40 minutes now. Past Billy LaRue. High ball. Good job. But he's met immediately and tackled. This time, finally, on the Glasgow side of the pitch. Steenkamp with a carry. Went out for a blood bin earlier. Norkia drives forward into trouble there. But the Bulls manage to get over top it. And Glasgow finds themselves on the wrong side of the pitch. Kreubler. Bulls having a hard time getting past midfield. Ambrose Papier to Norkia to Villaroo. He gets help from Keegan Johannes, who finds Sebastian de Klerk. De Klerk fighting for space. Tupolotu has him over there. Doesn't really get any space. So the Bulls being told to use it. Ball's available. Ruck is formed. And penalty here. They're off their feet. Yeah, about time Glasgow got charged. 3 players over top the ruck. One of them came in from the side. And they're shaking their head, no, dude, 2 of you came from the side entry. You didn't come straight down the middle. Stop acting like you didn't do anything wrong. So Keegan Johannes will kick for distance here. And will he find touch? No. Oh, what a mistake. Doesn't find touch. And the ball goes in touch. The Bulls will only gain a few feet on this. They gain nothing. Ball gets kicked all the way back to where it started. Wow. So the Bulls win a penalty there, and nothing comes of it. Now they have a line out. That's pathetic. Unbelievable. The gas is for heat. The heating system uses natural gas, not electric. Also, many people have it for their stoves. Oh, nicely done by the Bulls, working it to the near side. Stravino Jakobs nearly breaks through. He might have considered going out wide. There was space out there. Back into the middle they come. Villaroo kicks a little chip kick over the top. Who's going to get this? He got it to George Horn. George Horn comes away with it. Glasgow has the ball again. Now back to the 10-meter line, working it to the near side. Here it comes down the near side of the pitch. Tupoloto again. Gets it outside to McDowell. He's got Kyle. Ooh. Kyle Rowe almost made it. Seven to 5. Very low-scoring affair thus far. So who's got the ball? It's a knock on, and the crowd doesn't like it. It's a knock on by Glasgow. So new front row on, and a warning goes to Glasgow, even though they changed the front row, getting a warning. So let's see it again. Oh yeah, it is a knock on. Oh, that's clear. That's a knock on. He went for the ground. The ball just went forward. He basically threw the ball forward. It hit the ground. Wow. So that's the correct call. Well done by the TMO or the side judge, whoever saw that. It was definitely a knock on. I mean, and not just because it goes towards South Africa. It's true. It was a knock on. 43 minutes, 50 seconds off the clock now. Second half action here. The Bulls and Glasgow from Scotstoun Stadium in Scotland. Bind. Set. The Bulls have won several scrum penalties in a row. Can they do it again? Oh, they got a big push here again. They're driving them up. Come on, where's the penalty? They went straight up. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. They're going to reset that scrum. That should have been a penalty. He said a good contest, and then they went up. Crowd is not liking this, but they did complain earlier when the Bulls were called for penalties that they didn't commit on those first 2 scrums. The crowd loved that. Imagine that. Warning goes to new player. Yep. You're welcome, Matthew. Yep. No, a lot of people have natural gas for their cooking stove and for their heating system. So 6 months a year, I use no gas at all. Bind. Set. But my gas bills can get large in the wintertime. The ball comes outside. Here come the Bulls. They go wide on the wing. Stovino Jakobs is out there. He's waiting for it. He's got it. Driving forward up the midfield. Tackle there. Places the ball. Marcel Coetzee driving forward to midfield. Ball's available. Good job securing it by Ambrose Papier. Now the Bulls caught behind the line of gain here as Marcel Coetzee is taken down. They go back the other direction. Oh, that was a wise decision. There were too many Glasgow players. Oh, there's going to be a maul. They got him up in the air. Glasgow's going to get it if they don't get him down. There, he's down now. Tackle. Okay, you got to call maul, buddy. You can't just wait. I never heard him call maul. Crowd yelled maul. But I never heard Craig Evans call maul, and they turned it over to Glasgow. As Keegan Giannis is injured now. Somebody got hit in the head. Let's see it. Oh, they grab his head. Yeah, I don't know that there's head-on-head contact there. I need to see that again. But they're arguing about his head-on-head contact from Gregor Brown. But Keegan Johannes is down. So who goes to fly half if he goes out? I'm looking. I don't see a fly half here. Stedman Hutz? No, he's a sevens player. Namachaben? No. Thrawn? No. He's going to stay in. Huh. I guess Ville LaRue can move in there. You can put Kurt Leonce on the wing and move Strovino Jakobs 15. No, put Kurt Leonce at 15. Or Stedman Hans. So the clock is stopped at 45 minutes, 58 seconds as we go through this now, folks. I really don't understand what they're talking about head-to-head contact. I didn't see it in a replay. TMO was looking at it. But Keegan Giannis is going to stay in the game, it looks like. Yeah, Ville, that's what I'm saying. Ville has to move to number 10. That would be the right choice. But it looks like Keegan's going to stay in. And I didn't see him get hit in the head, honestly, folks. I saw him grabbed by the head. I mean, but that's not a head contact as such. So they turn this over. Crouch. Bide. Set. Ball's in the pipe. Glasgow gets it out. George Horn fakes one direction, comes to the near side. Here comes Glasgow. McDowell on the outside. Kyle Rowe. Kyle Rowe, Scottish national, tackled about 26 meters away. Ball's available. George Horn towards the middle. Scott Cummings tackle there. George Horn goes further afield. Well, that was a forward pass from Max Williamson to Gregor Brown, but they didn't call it. They go wide of the wing. It's intercepted by, good job by Creel. Then it's Sebastian Leclerc back inside to Comas Visa. Visa's on the loose. He gets it back. He throws it away. Comas Visa, impatient, threw it away 7 meters from the try line. The Bulls were on the march, and they turn it over. Sebastian Leclerc over top the ball. That should be a turn. Oh, no. He doesn't hold his space. He gets knocked down on the counter rock. And Glasgow clinging to life here at their 7 meter line. Man, oh man, oh man. Comas Visa ran out of gas, and he threw it away. Big mistake there. Glasgow from their 5 meter line now. George Horn on my right side. Over here. Horn digging it out. Call to use it. He's dancing around with it. Still hasn't used it. Still hasn't used it. Still hasn't used it. There's the kick. High into there. The Bulls are going to get good field position now. Ville puts it into play. Oh my goodness, was that the right decision? They go up the middle. Stovino Jakobs at 22. The Bulls at least got better field position. Ville brought it in from out of play, in touch. Because he caught it. Up the middle, here they come, the Bulls. Oh, Norkia now. Down to 5 meters, driving on the Bulls. There's space. Go, 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 go. There it is. Yes, Ville, baby. Yes. Yabo. Oh, I saw that coming from 2 miles away. Ville right up the gut. Brilliant. Woo, baby. Oh, yes. That was right. Beautiful. Ville sat right in the pocket. Here it comes. Yes. Oh, just wide open. Nobody there. Awesome. Right under the post. Villy LaRue with a try. Just gorgeous, man. That's just gorgeous. And the Bulls come to life in the second half, finally. That was brilliant. Kick is good, and it's 12-7 now. Bulls get in the double digits. Crowd not happy about that. Wow. Uh-oh, they're looking at something. Curtly Arnsey is in. He's replacing Johannes. So does Villy move to 10? Curtly Arnsey is coming in, so Villy must be moving to 10. Curtly Arnsey replaces... Oh, it's HIA. So Curtly Arnsey's back is in the game. First time for the Bulls in a year. Villy's still at 15, it looks like. And that ball's taken to midfield by Mackay. Mackay offloads it to Hastings. Here come the Tupelotu. They're kicking for the corner. Here's the chase by Curtly Arnsey. He picks it up. Oh, bad decision. He sends it to Villy LaRue, who gets knocked into the back of the try zone. It's lost backwards. Knock on field of play, scrum down, blue ball. Yeah, the Bulls got lucky there because when he tackled Villy LaRue, the ball was knocked on. A very sloppy play by the Bulls as soon as they score. Let's see this on the replay here. It's kick forward. Curtly Arnsey picks it up, throws it to Villy LaRue, who's got two players on him. Yeah, that's generous. I don't know that Glasgow knocked it on. Here's the other side. Oh, yeah, it's a knock-on, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Stafford McDowell definitely knocked it on. Wow, good call by the officials. Lucky for the Bulls. Oh, yeah, definitely knock-on. So scrum to the Bulls. Ooh, that was lucky. Better to be lucky than good. 12-7 is the score. Mistakes were made. Is it Kamala Harris? Scrum collapses. Going to reset it. Man, oh man, oh man. Clearly a knock-on.
If you ever go to the opposite side and you just do your job properly, okay? Quick reset. Off the floor, height, remember in the morning. Here we go, please.
All right, so I'm going to reset the scrum. Bulls need to win a scrum here. Do your job, says the announcer. Right, exactly. Just do your damn job. It's not hard. Well, it is hard. Otherwise, everybody'd be able to do it. All right, here we go. 52 minutes off the clock. Crouch. Bind. Set. Yeah, Mornay Smith and Nathan McBeth. Oh, the Bulls drive him backward. Oh, no penalty yet. Come on. Come on. Now they finally get an advantage. And Keegan Johannes is, or no, it's Emrose Papier trying to get somewhere to go. But the Bulls are playing advantage. The ball skips on the turf. Picked up over there by Creel. We're going to come back because there's nothing happening here. Oh, there's a yellow card to Nathan McBeth. Wow. So the Bulls will have a 10-man advantage or 1-man advantage here shortly. McBeth was warned. The South African was warned. They've been warned. They just talked to him. So Villy LaRue kicks it down the pitch on the penalty, finds touch, and the Bulls will go down there. So we got a yellow card against Glasgow. Now it's time for the Bulls to really turn it up. Time to really turn it up. Glasgow with a yellow card here now. How many in the lineup? Here's the lineup. The crowd is booing because it's taking too long. Here's a line out from Gerbela, out around the 10-meter line. He's taking forever to throw it in. He finally does. Goes deep, and it's straight, and they come down with it. Jean-Andre Rudolph, who's been very quiet in this game. The Bulls go into a maul, trying to drive forward. There it goes. They're playing advantage now. I saw the arm go out. Oh, there go the Bulls. Gerbela still going forward, down to the 10-meter line. Gerbela breaks away, throws it over to Villarreal. They got space to the outside. Come on, boys. On the wing, has to wait for it. Jacobs. McDowell is there to stop him now. Crowd is booing again. Villarreal playing that fly half roll now. What's the whistle for? What was the whistle for? Well, they were attacking. Why did he blow the whistle? Was there turnover? He's past the ruck. Have a word. He says Craig Evans tells them they have. Well, the TV's messed up. There we go. So actually, the Bulls turned over. That's why they stopped him. Wow. That's Johan Gerbela. Shame. They bring it all the way back for a penalty. Happened like 15 seconds prior, and he put an advantage arm out for the Bulls. So I don't know. It must have been overturned. So was Gerbela offside then? So Villarreal is playing the role of fly half now. Here's a line out for Glasgow. Whistle blows. So both sides being worried about the line out. They're both creeping in there. Bulls first, then Glasgow. Here's the line out. Well, that's not straight. Oh, not even straight. Oh my gosh, he threw it backwards like this. And there's no call there. They're going to say a foot and touch over here. Side judge gets that. It's Rue Campbell from Scotland. Foot and touch. But that wasn't even remotely straight. They went short and they threw it behind. Yeah, now the TV announcer's saying the same thing as me. That wasn't straight. Should have been caught. Come on, guys. I mean, that's an obvious one. That was so obvious to see. So now the Bulls have a line out. And they've got it successful into a maul. Ball makes its way back to Gerbela at the back of that maul, which is going nowhere at the moment. Now they're pushing. Oh, look at Marcel Coetzee with a big shove there. And here comes more help for that maul. They're going forward. You got to be careful here, Bulls. Gerbela breaks away. Oh, he breaks through, pushes through Hastings, still going forward. Picked up by Jean-Andre Rudolph, picks up about 5 meters. Here we go. Forward progress by the Bulls. Nice pass, flat. Ball's available. And picked up by Forster, who's tackled around the neck. Bulls go the other way. Villarreal looking for something. He holds on to it. Up the midfield, tackle there. Villarreal on the far side of the pitch. It's pulled back in, stays inside. Gerbela back to midfield, still inside the 50. Cobus Visa, he's tackled short of the midfield. They go outside. Kurtley Arnsay fights off a tackle, goes forward. Nordkia sends it back to Villarreal. Villarreal brings it over this way. It's Forster, Howard Forster. Once again, still on that side of the pitch for Glasgow, just inside Glasgow territory. Villy, high into the air. The chase is on the far side. Who's going to get there? Stavino Jacobs goes up. He doesn't get it. Well done by Kyle Sten coming down with that ball. And then stolen by Jean-Andre Rudolph. Brilliant turnover by Jean-Andre Rudolph. They go outside. Marcel Coetzee is driving forward. Coetzee picking up meter after meter. Tackle there. And approaching the 22. Brilliant work here by the Bulls. Suddenly coming to life. Reinhard Ludwig digs up a low pass by Villarreal. And we need some help over here, boys. There it is. That ball's kicked through. But it hits as a Glasgow player. And now they get away from the tackle. Nicely done there. Dempsey with a carry. And Glasgow has the ball. Down a player. Cummings now. Glasgow trying to milk some of this time off the clock. Trailing by just 5 points. And a yellow card on the board. George Horn now catching his breath. Being told to use it. Kicks it over the top. It's not going to go very far. Is it knocked back by the Bulls? Play on. And Glasgow has it. It didn't go very well for the Bulls. Back towards midfield it comes into the hands of Scott Cummings, who's tackled over there. George Horn sends it over to Hastings. Hastings goes wide. Nice tackle over there on Stafford McDowell. And Jean de Rudolph not happy about being thrown to the turf. Bulls, oh, that's nice. They turned right into Cobus Visa. Easy tackle for him. Oh, Hastings with a strange move. That's around the neck. They're screaming for a high tackle, and they got it. They got it. High tackle. That was clearly a high tackle. Glasgow screaming for that. So David Creel bails them all out. So David Creel bails out Glasgow. Was going nowhere with that ball. It's going to get ugly for Glasgow. Maybe, maybe not. So Hastings kicks it to the corner. Mistakes were made. Line out now coming. Cobus Visa's out of the game now. J.J. Thrawn comes in for him. Line out good for Glasgow. They're going to go towards the middle pitch. Oh, big hit there. This time Tupulotu goes nowhere. Marcel Coetzee just destroys him. Glasgow on the far side of the pitch. Ball's available for George Horn. He sends it back to it. One of the Glasgow players down. Looks like one of the locks. Can't get up. Now he gets up. He's limping. Come to the near side. Oh, nearly intercepted by Billy LaRue. Didn't quite get there. But his teammates were there to pick up the slack, so there was no breakaway. My goodness, Billy LaRue had that in his midst. Just went through his fingers. Not held the tackle. Oh, my goodness. And Glasgow down to the 22 now. Crowd is into it. Ball stripped loose. Picked up by Herbala, who throws it away. Come on. Billy LaRue chases it down. Billy LaRue on the loose. Kicks it over the top. LaRue gives chase. Oh, here we go. Billy LaRue's going to go all the way. Come on, Philly. Pick up the pace. No, he throws it back inside to Curtly Arnsey. And Arnsey with a try. Whoa, baby. Stephen Hunt's in the crowd smiling about that one. Curtly Arnsey with another try. Off the bench. Billy LaRue unselfishly gives it up. Woo, baby. Now the Bulls are cooking. Brilliant. Wow, my goodness. Great work by Billy LaRue, who secured that at his own 22. Took off, kicked it ahead, chased it down. Actually, it was Curtly Arnsey who chased it down. Then Billy took off, but they had the angle on him. Kyle Sten had an angle on him. Yep, and then Curtly Arnsey with a great follow-through. Wow. My goodness. And Curtly Arnsey with a try. Uh-oh, they're going to go back and look at it. They're going back to look at it. They're looking for a knock-on. That was before Billy ever picked the ball up if there's a knock-on. I think there was a knock-on, to be honest. So I'm not going to put it up yet. I think it was a knock-on. Yeah, they're going to have to go way back for this before Billy LaRue even touched the ball for the knock-on. I think there was a knock-on they missed. It was right in front of Craig Evans, so I assumed it wasn't a knock-on because he didn't call it. Here we go. No, not there. That's too far back. There's nothing there. There's the knock-on. There's a knock-on there. Right in front of Craig Evans. He didn't call it. Yeah, there's the knock-on. Yeah, there's going to be no try. What a shame. That's a real shame. That was a hell of a try.
Unbelievable finish. We could talk about that finish for days, but
No try.
That's the right call. It's the right call, but that sucks.
Try as well.
What a shame. That was a clear knock-on. And it wasn't Norkia's fault because Steenkamp knocked it out of his hands. He didn't see Norkia trying to get to the ball. So Steenkamp dives for the ball, and Norkia has it, and he rips it out of his hands. Steenkamp is the reason that was a knock-on. My goodness, what a shame. What a shame. What a great try. Villarreal worked his tail on that, so did Kirtley Ironsay. Jamie Botti came back in. Kyle Rose sits down so they can do a scrum. Kyle came off. Kyle Rose came off and Jamie Botti came in. Yeah, poor Villy LaRue and Kirtley Ironsay, man. They're probably gassed after that run. They got nothing out of it. Paul DeVette comes in, and Klopper comes in for Smith. It's overdue for both those changes. This will change the dynamics for this team. It's a knock-on by the Bulls, so it's going to be a scrum to Glasgow outside the 22. And that's the right call. That sucks, but that's the right call. It is the right call. Heartbreaker, though, folks. That's a heartbreaker. First scrum for Francois Klopper. He's being warned about the height. He hasn't even played yet. Crouch. Set. Ball's in the pipe. Bulls are pushing. Bulls are pushing. Glasgow gets it out. They come to the near side. Tupalotu breaks a tackle. He gets it on the outside to Hastings. Hastings tackled 10 meters out. Down to the 5-meter line. The Bulls just scored, and that got overturned. And now Glasgow on the verge. There's a penalty for not rolling away. Oh, my goodness. The worst part about this, oh, there's a try. No, yes, 5 meters. Tackle there. The worst part about this is the Bulls aren't getting any points while they've got a player advantage. JJ Thron in the tackle. Ball's available. They can do what they need here. They got advantage. 62-29. This is where the game turns when that try was overturned. Glasgow, the crowd is into it, cheering Glasgow. Tackle made. Another J.J. Thron with another nice tackle there. Bulls reach second advantage playing the 9. Stupid mistakes by the Bulls now. Oh, big charge up there. And it's thrown away. Billy Rue picks it up, but it won't matter because it's a dead ball for the penalty. So they're going to come back for 2 penalties here. They'll take the...
And I've got a penalty against yourself in the ruck, playing the 9. If I've got another clear offence here, I'm going to go yellow card.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Now
Okay.
the warning.
Glasgow gets like 9 times they get a penalty down there, and he finally warns him. And then they warn him after 2 penalties. Or they warn him after just 2 penalties. Unbelievable. So what a shame. The Bulls were about to run away with this game, and now it's down here. 5-meter line out. Here comes Glasgow. So that yellow card was at 52. It's at 63 now, so that's the end of the yellow card. So that's it. Yellow card's gone. So no points were scored by the Bulls during that. Time on. 64 minutes now off the clock. It's slightly over 5-meter line out. Johnny Matthews has not been straight several times, and he's gotten away with it every time. This time it is straight. And they're driving. They're going to get a try here. They're over. Penalty try. Wow. And suddenly from 19-7, it's 14-12. Penalty try. And a card. Who got the card? Wow. What a crock of horse shit. What a crock of horse shit. We got a fight going on. 3 guys attacking Creel. What a crock of horse shit. Unbelievable. Klopper got the card. Total crock of horse manure. Cummings is out, and Samuel is in 2019. Glasgow have the ball. Restart at their 22. Tackles made by Jean-Andre Rudolph. It looks like he hurt himself. Jean-Andre Rudolph is down. He's in pain. Jean-Andre Rudolph can't move his arm. Bulls down a player on the pitch. So that puts him down 2 players with Jean-Andre Rudolph unable to move. They better get the ball back. George Horn will kick up. Yeah, Rudolph is still down getting treatment right on the touchline. That ball's caught over the shoulder by Kurtley Arnsay. The Bulls need to have some possession here. Arnsay up the midfield, but nobody's there. Finally, they get over to help him. And a penalty for not releasing. Wow, it's all falling apart for the Bulls now. They had this game all falling apart. Wow. Time is off. So the Bulls trailing now, and they're going to have to score when most of the rest of the game they're going to be without a player. And Jean-Andre Rudolph is down. A yellow card? No, he didn't get a yellow card. Oh, he is in a lot of pain. He's done. There's no way he's staying in the game like that. So who we got on the bench here? I guess Namachaba will come in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Johan Ackerman up in the booth. Not happy. There's no way he can stay on. Craig Evans, after he's staying on. I mean, he can barely move his arm. There's no way. You got to take him off the pitch and replace him with Namachaba. Clock is stopped at 65:51. He shouldn't be in the game. He should come out. He can't even leave his arm all the way up, lift his arm all the way up. So he doesn't stay in the game. No way. Yeah, no, this game completely changed with that knock-on call, and that's because Steenkamp reached for a ball, diving to get to it, and ripped it out of Norkia's hands and ruined a brilliant try. Jam. That's a shame. Nothing you can do about it. It's just the way the ball bounces, but tough break as the Bulls had a brilliant try going off the board. And, of course, then they give the ball up at their 22 because it was a knock-on, and moments later, a try. It's all over. Here's the kick. So, and Glasgow's in scoring position. Namachaba comes in for Jean-Andre Rudolph, who's out. Man, he doesn't look good. 20. Okay. That bench is nearly cleared. Just 2 players left. Line out successful for Glasgow. They have it. Driving forward. Boy, they're pushing the Bulls back at will. The Bulls look like Cavs, not Bulls. Inside of 22, they're still going. The ball, Johnny Matthews, they've gained 30 meters here. Still going. Rolling maul. Oh, come on. They broke away. That should be a penalty. He broke the ball. Namachaba with a big tackle there on George Horn. Come on. They break that. That was, no, that, anyway. Bulls short a player here and under the pump. A lot of trouble here. The game will be out of touch if they can't get this one. That would be a 2-score game. Right now, it's just a 1-score game. A penalty would get them in the lead. Call to use it. Ball's available. Here they come. Hastings. Hastings doesn't pass it. He gets tackled. George Horn goes back the other way. Paul that with a big tackle. Bulls in a lot of trouble here. They need a turnover. Talakai with a carry. George Horn does the dummy. He runs right through the middle. And Paul DeVette nearly had it. DeVette full of energy, making a big difference out there. Some key tackles, nearly poached that ball, but didn't. They're down to 6 meters away. Call to use it. They go wide on the far side of the pitch. Still yellow card for the Bulls here. 67 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock. Now they're going to come back the other way. Bulls have got to get up, make the tackle. There's the tackle by Marcel Coetzee. They come here. Tupolotu throws it to Hastings. Hastings tries a dummy. Sebastian de Klerk doesn't fall for it. And a penalty. George Horn tries to take off. What's the call here? Is it offside? Can't see what's going on here. So they're going to kick for 5-meter line out. Yeah, you're right, Van. But people... Why are we going back and watch replays? Oh, that's they're watching how Jean-Andre Rudolph got injured. So I guess we're stopped for the lineup. Glasgow ball leading by 2. Bulls will let this game get away from him. Yeah, you're right. This guy's falling all over the ball. And it's not being called. There's all kinds of stuff people are getting away with in many games, not just here. Line out, successful, into them all. They killed him a moment ago. Got a try in a few minutes ago. They're driving towards touch. Come on, boys. Drive them into touch. Call to use it once. They bring it out. Tackled at the 5-meter line. Forster couldn't quite get the ball. Tackled at 6-meter line. Forster's there along with Steenkamp. Namachaba doesn't make the tackle. Drag them down to 2 meters. Down to 1 meters. Paul DeVette can't get away from the ball. George Horn has it. They're just a meter away. Glasgow can really put a hurt in the Bulls here. We need a knock on here. Something to take the pressure off. Still not in. They come pouring in there. Pick and go. 1 meter. Talakai doesn't get in. There's space there. They can get in if they're not careful. Still short. They're close. He got it. Macbeth, after coming back from the yellow card, the South African scores, and this game has gotten away from the Bulls. Instead of 19-7, it's 19-12. 10 minutes left. Jeez. What a crock. Kick is good. (21-12) with less than 10 minutes left. This game, unbelievable. All turned on a knock-on. Here's a restart to go short in the middle. Bulls trying to get it, but no success there as Glasgow. Duncan comes in for Brown. Glasgow with the ball, and the Bulls looking out of sorts here. Tackle finally made by Namachaba over there, along with Paul DeVette. Paul DeVette playing out of his mind since he came in the game, but one of the few Bulls playing that hard. They come to the near side. Dempsey with a carry up the midfield. Bulls make the tackle there. They steal it. Nope, they didn't steal it. Looked like it was stolen there for a moment by Creel. Glasgow now can just take their time. And George Horn kicks it over the top. Chase is on over here. And Curtly Arnson with a brilliant take on the high ball. He's only been out there a few minutes. He's been brilliant, but a little bit of time he's had. Reinhard Ludwig, driven backwards. Paul DeVette will dig it out. Marcel Coetzee on the outside. He evades one tackle, goes forward. George Horn couldn't get him. Back to the middle, Ludwig again. Not sure why we're doing this approach. We need to find some on the wings and streak down the pitch. Villarreal in that 10 spot. Forster. The carry. Bulls. Looking for something here. Steenkamp. Villarreal at the fly half. Does a dummy. Carries forward. Places the ball for Devet. Devet dances. Dances. Gets a little space. Oh! Sebastian Clerc loses it forward as he's being tackled by by Duncan. Excuse me. Ah, Sebastian de Klerk had a chance there. Ball just got stripped away from him. Ah. Northampton now leading Saracens by 7. Exactly the score I called, 38-31. That must be a hell of a game. And Klopper's getting ready to come back in. So Klopper getting ready to come in. Clock is still ticking. Why we let the clock run away here? Jean Elsa came in for the Bulls. I don't know when, but Krobal's out. And so we've lost Marcel Coetzee so that we can get Mornay Smith back in there for the line-out. Steben Gans is in the game now for Forster. And Forster hasn't had a particularly good game, so that makes sense. Benches are clear. Crouch, 5 minutes, 45 seconds remain. Bulls now down by 2 scores. Set, Glasgow with the ball for a scrum. They get it out of there. George Horn goes across the middle. Hastings right up the middle. McDowell breaks through. Steben Gans makes a desperate tackle. And, oh my goodness, in 3 seconds, they're all the way up to the 22. And chased down by Nabachaba, penalty for being offside. Ball's thrown away into touch. Come on, that's not in touch yet? Glasgow playing a knock-on advantage here, or a penalty advantage for offside. They could score 3 points and kick it through and really put the Bulls under the pump. That'd be a smart money if they can't do anything here. Fagerson with a carry. Glasgow comes to the near side. Stafford McDowell inside the 22 now. They come wide. Kyle Rowe with the carry. Tackle made by Creel. Knock it on, go back for the penalty. So they could try to get the bonus point here, or they can make sure they win the game. But there's 4.5 minutes left, so why not kick to the corner? Bulls need 2 scores. Bulls have let this one get away from them. They really have. But I don't need Glasgow to score any more points because right now I have the bonus point. I picked them by 7. And now David Creel's down, being treated. That's something to his face they're picking out. They're going to kick for the corner. Good. So now I need the Bulls to get a turnover so they don't score. 4 minutes on the clock. Hastings kicks to the corner in these little, lampshade stadium. I have all these little lampshades. It's pretty funny. So Creel looks like he's a little hurt, but he's going to stay in the game. And here comes Marcel Coetzee back. And the yellow card is over now. So we're back to 15 apiece. Gave up 2 tries during that yellow card. And they had a try overturned just before that. It's a 21-point swing. There's a line out. A challenge. They go into a maul. They're happy they don't stop the mauls. I would have challenged it. But they're driving them towards the touchline. Come on, Bulls. Being told to use it. George Horn's going to try to get it out. He's close to that touchline. He brings it out. Here come the Bulls charging up. Ball was low for Tupolotu. He did a good job picking it up and not getting a knock on. Ball's placed. Here they come. Bulls are offside. No call. Duncan with the carry. Boy, look at all the guys from the Glasgow off their feet just diving into the ruck. That was wrong. Hastings with a big carry picks up about 8 or 9 meters. Finally tackled there. This is Alex Craig with the carry. George Horn. Bulls nearly had a steal there, but no turnover. Pressure building. George Horn goes back the other direction. There's a gap there. That's obstruction. Obstruction. No call for obstruction. There was clear obstruction there. And a penalty for playing the ball. Well, that was stupid. They're coming over saying, how about a yellow card? He said, we already had a yellow card. What are they doing? Go for the post, or are they going to go for the corner? Going to go for the corner. They want that bonus point. 21-12. Okay, let's see what the mark is. Oh, that's another one that peels away from it. His kicks keep peeling away. So that goes out to 8 meters instead of 5 meters. He was at the 5 meter line. He kicks it wide. So about 8 meter line out for Glasgow. The Bulls would do well to steal one here. It'd be time for the Bulls to just get in there and steal one for a change. Jack Dempsey's the man of the match. That would not be my man of the match. Tua Piloto would be my man of the match. They go deep. It's challenged by the Bulls. But is it not straight? Not straight. Finally, so the Bulls win that one. All right, that'll stop it from ruining my Super Brew, at least. Maybe for the moment. Hey, it's the little things, guys. It's the little things. So right now, Northampton's up 43-31. They scored another, so it was 38. So did they make the kick? Man, that Northampton game must be awesome. Let's check in on that one. Northampton, man. No, they don't. So Northampton, okay. Saracens have the ball. And they're over 80, so that's going to be the end of that game. I'm going to get both points unless something weird happens there. So we have 1 minute left. The Bulls have no chance here. Just don't let them score any more points. 79 minutes. Got to keep Glasgow from getting a bonus point, which will help the Stormers. Thank you for that. That will help the Stormers. Glasgow will get 4 points, go to 20, but not 21. If we can, don't screw up here. 45 seconds left. Set. Paul DeVette puts it in there. It's in the scrum. Bulls driving forward. They didn't get a penalty there. It's a shame. Creel goes wide. Courtney Arnsey now cuts back inside. Almost got through up to about the 22. And DeVette, nice to Luvik to the 22. Stedman Huntz. Huntz breaks through. All the way up to almost the 10-meter line. And the ball's stripped. Bulls have it. Villy LaRue. Oh, it's knocked on. That's the game. What do you mean no knock on? Knock on's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. That's the game. It's a knock on. The game is over. Why do they get the ball? He's right. How can they play the 9, but we can't because Villy got played? He's right. Yeah, Villy LaRue is right. So he's saying it wasn't a knock-on because it bounced off his chest, but it touched his hands. This is bullshit. Utter bullshit. This game should be over. Yeah, they blamed Jake White. It wasn't Jake White. Jake White wasn't the problem. The players screwing up was the problem. Crouch. So we're past the hooter now. The Bulls better not let them score any more points. I'm going to be pissed. The Northampton game is now in 83rd minute here, and Saracens with the ball are still driving. Big crowd there in London. Or Northampton, excuse me. And that's it. Game's over. Northampton wins the game. Huge crowd in Northampton. It's sold out. I was at Northampton for the Women's World Cup. And Northampton have won that game. And here, Saracens, Glasgow with the ball. They come to the near side. Tupolota throws it on the wing. Kyle Rowe driving towards the 22. The Bulls have got to get the ball back. Let's not give up any points here. Give them a bonus point. Oh, up to the 22. Here they come. Oh, that was a forward pass. No call. Inside the 22. The Bulls are going to lose this game. Let's see what happens here. Throw it backwards. Chase is on. That goes into touch. That's the game. That's the final. And Philly helps up his opponent. Wow. Wow. Yes, Vanner, he played the 9. He's right. And then Craig Evans warned them about Villarreal saying something. Yep. That was very sad. Yeah, total bullshit. Total bullshit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, that was just bullshit. Final score is 21-12. You're right, Vanner. I don't disagree with you. You know, they're allowed to play the 9, but, you know, that should have been a penalty. Billy was right. He was right. Yep, terrible stuff here. So final score 21-12. And for me, it works out well on Super Brew because I picked the Bulls to lose this one by 7. Glasgow wins it by 9. I get the bonus point for Super Brew. I picked Northampton to win by 7. They won by 12, which gets me 5-point difference there. So I get the bonus point there. So 2 games, 2 victories, 2 bonus points. Good start to my weekend for Super Brew. The only one I got to look at is I got to go back and reconsider the Lions game tomorrow. Do I change the Lions and pick Ulster? I got to think about that. That's early tomorrow. All right, thanks for being here, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. I really do appreciate your support for the channel. I'm going to hit the road and go get my steamed crabs, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. 3 games. Lions first, then it's the Sharks. Those will probably go against us, and then the Stormers on the road against Benetton. They better get their act together and start playing better. And I don't agree that Sasha Feinberg and Gumsulu is the only difference. Because Sasha's played poorly in a couple of the games that the Stormers have won. Other players have picked up the steam. So it's a team effort. You're welcome, Candace. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Wow. That try being overturned was the turning point in this game. It seems like it broke the Bulls' back, and then the stupid yellow card. Poor reffing standard regard. Yeah, it's not just here. It's in test matches, too. Yep. Yep. Stadium's eventually going to be empty. You're right about that. Final score from Glasgow. Bulls go down. So the good news is they denied Glasgow bonus point, so that's at least something. But Glasgow, for the moment, jumps out to the top of the log. Glasgow finds themselves all alone at the top of the log right now with 20 points. Yep, so they'll jump, no bonus point victory for them. Glasgow adds 4 points to their total. They're now 4 wins, 1 loss, 20 points on the log. Stormers 19, Munster 19 points. Both of them undefeated still. All right? That's going to do it. Thanks, folks. We'll see you tomorrow morning for those games. I'll be later tonight on my regular channel at Colonel Chris Wyatt for Night Owls later tonight. So you guys take care. Thanks for being here. Really do appreciate everybody's support. And God bless and have a good evening. Cheers. Where's the picture at? Here it is.